Okay, so today's the day. 7 days growth. That's what they look like. They're really perfect. I'm going to cut some, and they're going to go on top of a pizza when it comes out of the oven. And that'll give a little broccoli flavor. So yeah, very pleased with the way they grew. Came out beautifully. Okay, so here's one of the trays. I took it right off of the Aerogarden. So there's all of the roots down the bottom. That's how they extend down into the water. And we've still got our medium in there, the kind of the fabricy stuff that these are growing in. That's all still there. But now, let me grab a little bowl here. And I'm going to cut some and put them into the bowl. And when the pizza comes out of the oven, I will sprinkle them on the pizza. This is, for me, easier to do with scissors. Some people do it with a knife, as long as it's a nice sharp knife. And then you just want to look at the bottom and make sure you're not pulling out roots, because you don't want the root part. You don't want to eat that part. So you don't pull, you just hold with your one hand and cut with the other, so that you get nice straight even cut without pulling and getting up roots. See? So everything looks good. I don't have to worry about any soil getting into them, because there's no soil to worry about. Because that is one thing when you grow your micros in soil. I mean, they'll grow just as well, but they will be a little bit more difficult to cut because you do get soil in them. You know, you just have to clean it off. I mean, it's not a big deal. But yeah, there we go. That's probably enough to sprinkle over the top of the pizza. So that was about half of one side of the tray. So I've still got this. I'm going to put it back. It'll keep growing. Now, the other thing I could do with it is I could stick it in the refrigerator. It will stop growing if I stick it in the refrigerator, but it will stay alive for a while. You wouldn't want to do it for a really long time, but you could do it for a couple of days. And, you know, you'd still have some really nice live greens to eat. Okay. I'm going to put these back, and it's only like another minute till the pizza comes out. Yay. All right. Just a couple of seconds now. We'll hear the timer go off. And it's time to take the pizza out. So this is just a frozen pizza, but I went ahead and put some nice fresh vegetables on it. It's got garlic, chopped garlic, spinach, a chopped tomato, and some mushrooms. And now it will have some nice broccoli microgreens too. So let's get these sprinkled on. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Nice and green. I know it's a frozen pizza. That's not the healthiest thing in the world. It's a cauliflower crust too. So got plenty of veggies going today. But on days nobody feels like cooking, guess what? This will taste very, very good. Here we go. All right. I'm going to pull you over here so you can take a look. That. Ah, delicious. All right. I'll cut it up, and I'll show you the first bite. Okay, I just had a good laugh because the fan blew the grated cheese around before it would land on the pizza. But anyway, yeah, I put a little grated cheese too. So let's give this a try and see what we think. Mm. Yeah, I can taste the broccoli. Delicious. All right. So here's a serving suggestion as to how you can use your broccoli microgreens. So they're quite versatile, as you can tell.
Hello, and welcome to Beyond Books, where we talk about books and always go beyond. I'm your host. I'm Renee. The co host is here. She needs to get up on the bed. Come on, Raina. Let's go. Jump up. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Jump up. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. All right, let's adjust the camera so you can see her. Get her treats. I wasn't sure that she was going to join us, but I guess she has decided to do that. So thank you, Raina, for doing that. Thank you. Okay, so it's the beginning of September. Let's get started with my September TBR. But before we do that, I just wanted to make a quick clarification from one of my last videos. I'll put a link to it in the description box. It is a review of the banned book, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. And it was pointed out to me by a viewer that I had referred to the book as both an autobiography and a novel in my discussion, and it cannot be both. Okay, so which one is it? Well, an autobiography is obviously the biography of a person written by that person. Um, it's the biography written by the subject itself, memoirs of one's life written by oneself, or a self written biography, the story of one's own life. A novel, then, is an invented prose narrative that is usually long and complex and deals especially with human experience through a usually connected sequence of events. So, that would be something of the literary genre consisting of novels. Can the two exist simultaneously? Well, only if it's an autobiographical novel. So, what's the definition of that? Well, that's an autobiographical novel, also known as an autobiographical fiction, fictional autobiography, or autobiographical fiction novel, is a type of novel which uses autofiction techniques or the merging of autobiographical and fictive elements. So you have to have the fiction element in order to be a novel of any kind. Is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings fictitious? No, apparently not. And I said that right in my video. I said, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings is a 1969 autobiography describing the young and early years of American writer and poet Maya Angelou. The first in a 7 volume series, it is a coming of age story that illustrates how strength of character and love of literature can help overcome racism and trauma. So, the other genres for the book on Goodreads are nonfiction, classic, memoir, biography, autobiography. So, it is incorrect to call it a novel. Um, I don't think that I realized when I first began researching that book and while I was reading it, even that it was actually an autobiography. So I learned something and I apologize for any confusion. I hope that you will continue to follow my channel for more confusion in the future. But yeah, I just wanted to make that clarification. So on to September. Now, first up is a book that I've already started and I'm enjoying immensely. Raina, do you have the book, please? That book is Hard Rain Falling, excuse me, by Don Carpenter. The genres for this are fiction, crime, classics, noir, mystery. It is a novel, literary fiction, American literature of the 20th century. So this book was published in 1966, and we have a main character who is a young man named Jack Levitt. The story starts out in the 1940s in Oregon, and Jack is an orphan who has run away from an orphanage and starts getting, himself into trouble. He has a few friends that are kind of more than willing to come along for the ride until they get caught, and Jack is then taken back to the orphanage. There he's placed in solitary confinement, and I'll tell you, the author gives us there, I think, one of the scariest and most descriptive and vivid just descent into madness and loneliness that I've ever read, as Jack is alone with his thoughts in his tiny, dark, solitary cell. Later, Jack is released simply because he ages out. He turns 18. And he again meets up with his friends, and the cycle of crime kind of repeats itself. So the writing in the book is very straightforward. It's the kind that once I get a hold of, I just can't put down. I need to know what happens next to poor Jack. So far, I would definitely put this book in my top 10, if not top 5 of 2024. And, I'm sure someone will ban it somewhere. That's how good it is. So next book, Raina, is a new book for me. It just came in the mail yesterday, unexpectedly. Why? Well, it's an early birthday present from my sister. This book is Widow's Cove. The author is Paul Rooney, and it's based in the area where we're from, in Massachusetts. This book is a thriller. It's the first novel written by this author. It features a Boston-based FBI agent named Rob Ragusa. So maybe we'll see more of this character in the future. But anyway, the author is from the area as well. So this will be my next September read, and we'll see what we think. Next is a book that I've been wanting to read since the beginning of the year. And that one is Loved and Missed by Suzie Boyt. This first caught my attention when it appeared on the initial list of books for the BookTube Prize. I didn't know anything about it, but I thought it sounded really interesting. I heard good things about it. Several booktubers now have reviewed it, and it made it to the quarterfinals for the BookTube Prize. Now, the BookTube Prize is presently in the final round, for those of you who may not be aware. So what books do we have left? Well, we have Enter Ghost by Isabella Hammad, North Woods by Daniel Mason, The Bee Sting by Paul Murray, The Rachel Incident by Caroline O'Donoghue, Tom Lake by Ann Patchett, and Wellness by Nathan Hill. Of those, the only one I've read is Wellness by Nathan Hill. I have a full review on my channel, which I did after the October finals. The Octo finals. I was a judge for the Octo finals, and I'll link that review below. But anyway, this book, Loved and Missed, is a work of literary fiction. It was published in 2023, and it's about an older woman whose adult daughter is addicted to drugs. And when the daughter births a baby, it seems like they, for a time, try to hold it together as a family, but the woman ends up coming to raise the granddaughter on her own. And it seems that raising the child provides her, some redemption for the issues that she's had to deal with her own daughter. So I'll probably end up in tears over this one. And I'll let you know how much I enjoyed that at the end of the month when I do my wrap up. So next up is A Month in the Country, and that is by J.L. Carr. For genres here, we have fiction, classic, historical fiction, literary fiction, British literature, art. It is a novella. It was published in 1980. It was a Booker Prize nominee. And here's the synopsis from Goodreads. In J.L. Carr's deeply charged poetic novel, Tom Birkin, a veteran of the Great War and a broken marriage, arrives in the remote Yorkshire village of Oxgoodby, where he is to restore a recently discovered medieval mural in the local church. Living in the bell tower, surrounded by the resplendent countryside of high summer, and laboring each day to uncover an anonymous painter's depiction of the apocalypse, Birkin finds that he himself has been restored to a new and hopeful attachment to life. But summer ends, and with the work done, Birkin must leave. Now, long after, as he reflects on the passage of time and the power of art, he finds his memories some consolation for all that has been lost. So I thought that sounded absolutely charming. Pat from Book Chat with Pat read this book and discussed it on her channel, and she really liked it. So guess what? My next order from Thrift Books contained A Month in the Country. It is short. It's only a little over 100 pages, so I'm anxious for that one as well. Otherwise, I'm still listening to A Prayer for Owen, Meany by John Irving. I have that one on audiobook. It will be my next banned book. I believe that one will be number 16. And I'll do a full review when I finish it. Also, my book of the month for this month will be an audiobook. So there will not be really an unboxing. However, I will show you the choices and what I decided on. I'm not going to start that until I finish Owen Meany. So I may skip getting a book in October from Book of the Month. If so, it's really not a big deal because I have an extra one from a previous month that will be a scary and special reading event for October. So more about that down the road. So that's it. That's the September roundup. I hope you like the Aerogarden sequence that I put at the beginning of this video. And if you like my content, please like, subscribe, thumbs up, and comment if you are so moved to do so. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.